Yeah, indeed. The plane trajectory going from the north to the south, split directly pretty much in the middle of the map. I do hope the phase 1 circle is going to complement that by having a nice central phase 1 area. And of course, with this plane trajectory, it does give great scope for the teams, the players to go pretty much wherever the hell they want to.
Path going to be, of course, pretty damn good for the VİKENDİ game. All the teams going to be splitting out. Team Pace, they did a positioning that I found was really weird on the VİKENDİ game, which was actually going for the northern coastline and really playing really spread. And okay, you know what? But actually, now that you have actually a really good phase 1 circle for them, it's not actually that bad. It's actually okay, and they're a lot more closer together. What they did, they had 2 members that were like really far away from Cosmodrome. That's definitely like the positioning from that split is actually a lot better. And Uzo Circle's great, so they just got to like loot up early, get back to a valuable compound later on down the line.
Now we have Clan SK and SWAT 69. SWAT 69 who got 2nd place in the last game in game 2 in Erangel. Let's see if they can follow suit in VİKENDİ. They will, of course, have to either engage or just kind of disengage away from Clan SK to make it to that point in VİKENDİ. Podvosto is a popular place it can hold 2 teams just about, but it is, of course, pretty risky.
Well, now some teams just finishing up their early looting station phase, so Buffalo's got himself a nice weapon to play with, good AR. Gonna try and, unfortunately, take a fight. Some fights in Podvosto, I don't like them. They're always a little bit weird to fight in for like the receiving end and also for the team that plays aggressively. And last time we saw that was actually Clan SK that won the fight because they had a member spin up north a little bit, getting knocked down through the window and actually committing fully. But I think these are still fights like you could easily avoid early game.
If I'm not mistaken, though, what we didn't see in the previous game was MTB being across the river military base, so that could actually play a part if any of either Clan SK or Spot 69 go too exposed. They could get stabbed on the side by military.
Had the impression for a split second that some players, not sure which team, were actually moving towards a member of Pace, and I think this is actually them, but they were going for the space thingy that we said during the EU
space
thingy. Yeah, there you go. It's called the space thingy. I like it. I prefer that name.
So, like with this circle the way it is right now, there are only a couple of teams who are pretty much outside the circle. You have 963 squads spread out around Factory and down below towards Hot Springs. You have Jordanian squad who are in Hot Springs / Contra. You have headquarters who are in Winery. Then you have SNT or down in Movatra, and a couple of teams kind of towards the north. Other than that, it's not too bad. There is plenty of space for these teams to rotate up north into the circle at this stage, even though we're only 3.5 minutes in.
I'm actually intrigued to see if SND in Movatra, if they're going to be maybe interested in going for another boat rotation like they did on Sandhawk. It worked so good for them. It just won them so much time on the long run. I would think it would be actually pretty fun to see them go. After it is like on the complete opposite, you're not just shifting from like, one side of the map to like from like, for example, from east to north. You're actually shifting here from like south west over to northeast, which is actually like you got to do like 180-degree rotation, which would be pretty hard for them.
Like the only thing is that if they were to, they'd have to do it now. Whereas if they leave it any longer, they are compromising themselves heavily.
Well, you don't even know if it's going to work out 100% because if there's one team on the coastline, that's all you need, and it's game over almost. Because boats are so easy to predict their movement that you can easily just pre-fire it, and with 4 members, it explodes in just 5 seconds. It's gone.
Yeah. Love the fact that SWAT 69 did disengage away from Podval. So looking for the high ground of Mount Kresnik. I really love Mount Kresnik as a place to hold on to. It has a couple of layers within the actual mountainside. Plus, I believe, in my opinion, it's one of the easiest places that's heavily downhill to disengage away from if the circle shifts away. And it does give great scope on what's going on, especially around the northeast side of where this circle is.
Mount Kresnik makes me think a little bit of like Paradise Resort in a sense.
Okay.
Like it's pretty hard to like push away from because going downhill, like you just got so many compounds around that can actually mess you up really easily. But going uphill has actually got so much coverage, you can like slowly but surely like make way up there. So I don't know, I was just thinking about it. It's like it feels a bit like Paradise Resort, at least to me. I don't know, it might be wrong on that one, but
Well, it's I totally see where it comes from. I just think like Paradise Resort is a lot more enclosed within it. SWAT 69 onto hello, Baipan.
But in the pool, that molly should be spot on Doctor. A little bit too far, unfortunately. Oh no, feels bad, man. But now, Alobaiban, you know, they are definitely really struggling. They're currently in 14th position after 8 games. Can they make it a little bit higher? Like, if they have good games, they can still aim for, like, you know, better overall cash prize.
Yeah.
But I think that the World League's definitely going to be out of reach for them currently, unless they have, like, chicken dinner after chicken dinner. But seeing what we've seen so far, didn't seem very possible for them.
Let's be honest, they're only 52 points behind, but we've got 4 games left.
It's possible, but, like...
It's possible.
Mathematically speaking, yes, but we're not scientists, Imperium. At least I'm not. Maybe you are. I didn't know.
Yeah, I am, actually.
Ooh. What do you study?
Potatoes.
I kind of fell into that one, not going to lie.
No.
I'll take
Thanks.
it. I'll take it.
Thanks. Like, fair play, like, you tried, and I'll give you an absolute A+ for effort, to be honest. I always have a potato in my back pocket. That's literally as well.
But you're sitting right now. Isn't it like... Is it puree? Is it mashed potato?
Yes, it's still a potato, though.
Potato in all shapes and forms. Still a potato at the end. Oh my god. So let's go over to Live to Kill. It seems that like are pretty split right now, so hopefully they can get back together. I love their playstyle so far. Unfortunately, didn't work to any kind of success yet. So hopefully this game of VİKENDİ will be working pretty good for them. Oh, that's a great spray from Ninja on the MP5K, putting Khalid down. Mohamed's going to try and help it up. He wants to try and flush it out with that molly, but Khalid's moving a little bit further away from it.
Yeah, still great job by Ninja. Great response. I'll try and confirm that kill, but they do not want to go too aggressively. Another Molotov is going to go out a little bit closer, I believe.
That's great. Ooh.
Yeah, has it actually gotten the job done? No, not quite. But it stopped the race from going off just yet.
Yeah, the fact that Mohamed like moved back, it was like, did he actually hit the molly on top? But actually, no, it was a little bit too much in front. But that means that they are somewhere in reach. So they're going to reposition just to avoid, like, you know, maybe another nade or molly to be actually coming on through. But I love this position from Sibol with the UMP. These Mohamed, can he get shut down? Not going to take the shot. He's going to try and maybe keep his position, you know, hidden away. So he can try and come back later on.
A little bit disappointed that he didn't go for the shots, to be perfectly honest. The reason why is because that would have made Bad a little bit more nervous, whereas that's just giving him a little bit too much space. He goes for the shots now, but that's too little, too late. Allowed Bad to disengage away from that pressure point, and NASR will just look to disengage themselves.
There's no reason to overcommit to that one, right? You have to cross the road, so they're going to let it go. But Live to Kill, they get that great initial nade. Then was Uzi, they're going to go and shut that down. Hamodi from Frag, now he's got the intel. At least he's not going to go there. You know for a fact he will not be committing for the compound of L2K. Yes, he gets Wani down, but can he find the flush? Will be pretty hard. He's beyond the tree. He's not going to find it.
To be honest, I'm kind of a little bit surprised that Team Frag rotated in this direction. I feel like it's a little bit too passive for what is normally a very aggressive playstyle that they hold on to. But now as they look to disengage, I like the fact that they got the knockdown before they went for the disengages. 9-6-3 squad against Headquarters.
Battle on the mountaintops, but now they're going to have to try and pop that utility early on, you know, which you got to kind of do at this stage, especially on the open. Headquarters got VSS for Jamaz. Unfortunately, not going to result in too much being done because the range is pretty big, and you know that with those smokes, it's going to be really hard to hit. But if they can explode one car, they could hurt them pretty heavily, but they will not be doing that. And of course, 9-6-3 squad just going to go straight behind that rock. They must try and reposition the cars, all of them, if they can, which I think they are doing. They are indeed doing it, just to protect them away from the firepower coming out of Headquarters.
Good stuff from 9-6-3. Great job disengaging, but it's also nice of Headquarters not going too far forward. I know I referenced about how a team should go for and engage aggressively sometimes, but that was a great grenade by Amy onto Frag.
Is it Amy or Ajmi? I don't know. It's a J. Do you say it?
I would have thought it would be kind of silent.
Yeah, I think it is. But I never heard, like, can J's be silent? English language was Maximum Imperium, guys. Thanks so much for joining our show. But Team Pace, they get a really great knockdown, and not on any team, not a random team. No. That's actually Headquarters. They hurt them.
Oh, yeah.
That encounter. That is a great start for Team Pace, and Headquarters, they're not out of the woods just yet. They're getting backstabbed by Fate, and again, there's the knockdown. Headquarters, might be another bad game in a row.
Oh, Bandar is the last man standing for Headquarters. I gotta say, that rotation was just a little bit too deep, a little bit too late. Bandar will survive, but Headquarters, they are damaged, they are hurt, they are somewhat broken. They are still breathing.
Uh-oh, I'm seeing a compound breach onto Yala Esports, but they're so split. Unfortunately, they can't put the best compound defense up here. Bad, they're the one that's going to be taken over. Anas is going to be the first one in direct line of sight of Bad. Can he hold it down? I mean, they're not going to commit up the stairs, because if you go upstairs, then you can get one on tap. But oh my god, the molly of Anas works out and flushes out a member of Bad, despite being alone in that one building. And then Xana from the backside is going to get another knockdown. Bad again, absolutely shredding in this bridge, and now they know they've got a man advantage. This is 4v2. Why not just go through the road? They can afford it. And Yala Esports, they're going to try and take this fight home. They take another knockdown from the window. Xana will put an end to the wrath that is the wrath of Team Bad, and they get taken out in 16th last position.
What was great from Yala, not only individually, but as a team, was Anas pushed back and held on to Bad's position and essentially allowed for the rest of his team to come in and cloud blanket Bad and take them out. Really great play, very nicely executed, but as the face who has showed up, it's centered up quite nicely. A lot of teams are already inside the circle. The only team that's outside the circle is NASR, Max.
Yeah, they're going to have to move up. It should be fine. Like Zabav, they can make it over there towards the likes of L2K. What I do like is SNT. They moved and wrapped around from the south, down around on the eastern coastline, and going straight up north towards Peshkova, and then they go on center, because that is how this meta really works in the MENA region. And they just started clumping up all together. That rotation from SNT, even though they did not go for the boats, which I would have liked to see, because they're not very usual. But SNT, like, that was a great rotation from them.
It was a little bit. I was expecting a better response from SWAT 69, but they are still in this engagement with Hello Byban. They did take down a player early on. Doctor was confirmed, leaving them down to 3 players. SWAT 69 are clouding them right now, but it's a nice counter response onto the knockdown and a confirm onto N7R SWAT 69.
This is a fight you should technically not be committing to. There's no reason to do it. It's a pretty open area just around the building, which is so far held up by Ban. But some utility could help you out. If you can get a knockdown, they try and go for the rest. That's 2 members potentially out of commission. That will allow you to get closer to the building. How they'll put it off there, I'm not too sure. But you know that Hello Byban, now they've got the information. They're not going to go out peeking randomly, right? They're going to be very safe about their peaks.
Exactly. Plus SWAT 69, they're just too spread apart right now that they can't really respond to anything. All it's going to take is one knockdown from Hello Byban, and they can just confirm it. There's going to be pretty much little to no chance of a revive coming out onto the members of SWAT 69 should they get picked off one by one. And also, because that kill got taken out, that gives no space, no room for SWAT 69 to push in as aggressively as they would like to.
Definitely not looking too good. A few shots still taken from a distance, but you know that, as I said earlier, Hello Byban, they're not going to be peeking out. And these teams are definitely going to have to try and take into account phase 3 circle. If it's not here, both teams, especially SWAT 69, going to have to leave the scene. There's no reason for them to take the fight, and you don't want to get backstabbed by a team specifically. As we focus on through, I would be really happy to see a Cosmodrome finish. I've actually never seen one, I believe. Actually competitive.
And a Cosmodrome finish is absolutely great. I absolutely love it. It's such a weird place, but it can be so beautiful to watch. It's a little bit like a city finish as Phase 3 goes up more towards the northeast, but it's not a hard shift yet, Max. It's nothing too aggressive. Most of the teams are once again still inside the circle.
The smaller the map, the more late hardship actually come on through. But oh my god, the last member. How did they even know it was localized? They had no idea. But Fate is just going to be taking over that bin and eliminate Headquarter in 15th position. That is 2 bad games in a row. Did they get eliminated in 15th position 2 last game? Like, very close to that, at least.
It was pretty much a really bad result for Headquarters in the previous game. Well, they got, I think it was something like, no, that was actually game 1. They got 6 points, but they haven't had a good day so far. They're still holding on in the overall standings, 4th place overall. That 2nd World League spot, but with them going down in 15th place in the game 3, I believe that's going to give such a strong chance for the likes of S, Pace, and Jordanian squad to get closer to them.
Fate, they're moving forward, trying to get position towards Cosmodrome, nice high ground position. Of course, there are a lot of things around them. Hopefully they won't get peeked and fired onto. Pace could be definitely a really big point of pressure upon them. But I would say even you could start to push somewhat towards Cosmodrome, depending on what playstyle they're really aiming to play here. But that could be one opportunity for them to go directly into Cosmodrome, hoping for the circle shift. But you don't really want to take a gamble this early on, unless you know it's somewhat going in that direction.
The team that probably has the cleanest rotation right now is 963 squad down the south side, because between Peshkova on the east edge of the circle and SNT, who are pretty much in the center right now, there's so much space, about 4 to 5 compounds that they can get access to, and really if they do execute that 963, it'd be really nicely done.
SNT, they got a position that is really valuable for them. They got a crate right next to them. They're going to go pick it up. Not sure why it's in it. Have to see. Oh, okay, it's the MK14. Okay, they got themselves that weapon. That is completely fine. Not my favorite weapon of to fight on over. An Orm would have definitely been pretty poggers for them. But we'll have to see. But, Clan SK, they got a similar position to 93 squad you just talked about.
Yeah, pretty nice position indeed on the outskirts of Povosto for now, but it's a little bit too south in my eyes. I would like to see them rotate a bit more north, although with phase 3 the blue zone's starting to close in. We're about halfway through. They might want to wait for the next phase to show up before they disengage away from their current location.
I mean, there are a few extra compounds. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compounds up north of them.
Yeah,
they're more closer
exactly.
to the center, next to roads too, which is always really valuable to have at this stage.
Yep.
But I think they could go for an early rotation. I mean, there's not going to lose much, and they should send a scout, of course, and make sure the compound is unoccupied, even though we know, as spectators, as casters, that these compounds are indeed open. They could rotate there, but they want to confirm their rotation first by seeing where this next circle will be moving to. And if it will be a Cosmodrome finish, or it's going to be very, very sweaty on that southern side of Cosmodrome.
If it does shift heavily up the northeast, we're going to see a huge cluster rotation, because most of the teams right now are on the west side of the circle by the side of that river. Let's see where it's going to go, but it centers up quite nicely. Man, I love VİKENDİ. It's my favorite map, favorite circles. I am loving this, Max.
What I'm not loving is the position of 3 teams specifically. I'm going to say Hello Byban, SWAT 69, and Alpha Legends. The reason why they're on such a small amount of land on the west.
Yeah.
So many teams got compounds that are next to the river. That means if you're going to try and rotate through the water, you're going to get shut down. Right now, they've got to try and make something out of it. What you can do is still early days. It's phase 4. You can allow yourself to take some tank some blue zone damage and wrap around a little bit more of a hefty rotation. I would personally recommend that to happen while Flank is trying to break through that tunnel, gets on through, picks up all the extra loot.
On a side note, that swift response on the circle shift from 963, beautiful. That's what I wanted. That's what I expected to see from 963 squad. They didn't do it on the previous phase. They waited for phase 4 to show up, and now they are making their way through. I would like to see them go a little bit further, but of course they might want to loot up a bit based on the fact that there is quite some juicy amount of loot inside the tunnel.
I'm sure there are a lot of players watching the broadcast right now. They're like, what the hell? There was an underground section of VİKENDİ? How did you break that? And you just drive into it with your car and you'll actually break the brick wall.
Oh, no.
Which is, that's fine. But anyways, 963 squad and Clan SK, the 2 teams localized in the south. The fight will be breaking out. Now it's going to be going absolutely down south. So many players getting taken down currently Imperium. But Clan SK having the short end of the stick. And now, got to keep on fighting. 963 absolutely shredding the competition and taking Clan SK out in 14th pot.
Now you see me, now you don't. 963 taking out Clan SK. A nice reaction from 963 squad, and that's what can help you when you rotate just a little bit earlier. But hello, Byban, punishing SWAT 69 for what was a slow early engagement in the previous minutes from SWAT 69. Now they've got to react fast if they are going to keep King alive.
I mean, it's one thing to make it out alive against Hello Byban, it's one thing to cross the river later on down the line. So they got 2 fights ahead of them, and they got to try and get this one, try and keep as many members alive as possible to make it through their next stage. Of course, it's going to be really hard. Ali playing with that Bison, a lot of ammo. This could be great to get an initial knockdown converted into a flush in just a few swift seconds, but King will be a casualty as he bleeds to his doom.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Is Hello Byban got a little bit closer, but not being too aggressive right now. Brusque on the side. Alien baby being very careful. Gonna look to Pikachu, but the return from SWAT 69 to get knocked down is gonna push Hello Byban back at this stage.
Now they got it. They got to try and push towards that rock, which is what Butterfly is somewhat doing. He isn't committing to this push. I actually enjoy it. They got 30 seconds to wait. How they're going to do it? He sees Brusque also know that Ali, unfortunately, the res is not going to be able to get pulled off just yet. And he sees it, goes for the flush instantly. Can they punish that flush? No, they can't. Just getting a little bit of extra damage out from Brusque on top of Buffler. But Mohaf on the backside, despite being so far away from the fight, still having such a huge presence.
But Brusque, the second Mohawk gets a pixel out of place, Brusque is ready to respond. So Buffler has to be very careful. Communication coming through.
Seconds.
Like I said, he's going to get punished, but Mohawk does manage to survive. One each side. 2 members of SWAT 69 by the rock. The blue zone closing in. It's phase 5. That's a hell of a lot of damage. This engagement is going to go down very quickly.
This fight has an expiry date, Imperium, and you know what? They're not ready to let this one go to waste. But SWAT 69, unfortunately, they're getting absolutely destroyed. Brusque was like, well, it was sure one team was going to just dominate the fight at the end. But unfortunately, SWAT 69, they will be the one losing it and get taken out in 13th. But now we saw that harsh circle shift. That means that Hello Byban currently are still not out of the woods. They still got to cross that river and still suffering phase 5 blue zone.
It's not quite a Cosmodrome finish, Max. Unfortunately, it has shifted heavily away. Feels bad, man, indeed. But of course, that will force a lot of teams on the west side of the circle to rotate a little bit closer towards the east. 963 squad still have plenty of space. Yala Esports spotting out Alpha Legends ahead in the compound.
Alpha Legends so far, the 2 chicken dinners of the day in their back pocket, putting off a team frag currently, while Fate a little bit split up. You know, they got 2-2 spread across, well, no, 3-1 spread across this road, while Team Frag pushing upon their position, but they're all fighting for the edge of circle. Now they have not too much room to play with, but Hello Byban, I mean, I mentioned it, right? It was going to be really hard. They should have never committed to that western area. They did, and now they're out.
Look, at least they got a couple of kills along the way. They took out SWAT 69. SWAT 69 will be punished. They do still have plenty of a gap in the overall standings that they could get a bad result as Fate. What the hell? How did he miss those shots?
Oh my god, I don't even think it's like missing shots, it's just dodging shots. That was Magic style coming up. Oh, now MR4 going to get slowly pushed upon Fate. How can they hold on to this position? They're barely out of the circle on the 6th fade. That means that they're going to have to slowly move on down. And you know that L2K and Team Frag, they're not going to let that rotation happen, at least for free.
Little bit disappointed that 963 squad have not responded as aggressively as they should have, as the circle has once again shifted up north, which means that they are the furthest team from the circle on the south side, but as the teams up on the north, on the northwest are engaging on each other, that could allow 963 squad to get inside the circle, but it's definitely not going to be easy.
I think a lot of teams, their rotation is not going to be made too easy. Frag now, they've got to try and find a compound because they got some teams right behind him. That's actually going to be Jordanian squad, could be a big casualty for them. And indeed, they're going to be joining up on the engagement. Frag, they got to try and move on forward as a squad. They only got Hamodi remaining, unfortunately. Team Frag, they already got chickened in on VİKENDİ, but it seemed like they might not remain the kings of VİKENDİ. Hamodi trying to get the break, gets a nice one out, but unfortunately going to get reversed engaged. And that will be, of course, taken over by none other than Ali.
Remember the last game, Max, when we lost Jordanian squad and team pace early on? Well, this game, it's been the opposite way around. We've lost headquarters. We've lost SWAT 69. That allows team pace and Jordanian squad results depending to get closer to the 2 World League spots.
Team now trying to place up these cars in deep formation against rocks and trees so they can actually use that as really good defensive position. But Alpha Legends, oh boy, in a world of trouble. Got to trample off the res on Kaito, but not able to do it just yet. Reman trying to hold on to it. He's the last member of Alpha Legends, just to confirm that. And certainly teams could have an angle on them from the backside. I'm definitely not too confident on how they can pull this re-engage in.
Nah, they have done a great job on the rotation. MTB still inside this. 963 on the south edge of the circle, holding on right now, but it's not going to be easy because S&T are camping them on the side. It's the end of MTB Military B.
Yeah, it was almost able to survive with like 2 to 3 HP remaining. Unfortunately, will not make the cut this time around. S&T, they got a compound on the south, still looking strong while some teams are just going to be breaching up, and that's going to be 963. Oh my god, they barely had time to breach. And Team Paith are out. That's a ninth position once again. Not the result we're expecting from this team, just like was headquarters.
I tell you what, I question why they left it so late to rotate, but I've got to say, they made the best of a tough situation at this stage of the game. The fact that they were down south with not too many teams in front of them, of course, like I mentioned, made it easier, but they will have to get through the team of S&T. Boldo saying that with the circle shifting up north, S&T themselves have to try and find a way into the circle.
I'm scared for 963 currently. They still got some cars, but some of them are currently fuming. Actually, most of those cars are fuming. They use a lot of utility on that mountainside. They got to go downhill. They still got another one that's a little bit closer, but where the circle has shifted is a flat zone. That means they have to commit to going downhill. Teams have compounds. Teams have position already set up. They wouldn't have time to set up, right? So 963, I'm not looking too confident for their future engagement.
Not indeed. It's not going to be easy for both of these teams. What would be best is that they take one of them, takes the other out to add to the kill feed, because with 7 teams left, it's going to be incredibly hard for them to survive until the end, getting into the circle. We do lose Fate in 8th place. 18 players left. We've just lost another team. I'm not exactly sure who that was that got taken out. NASR.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lone-man army will not be working out. You can do one-man army moves on Sanhawk or Irangle, but unfortunately, this one not going to be paying off. Jordanian squad try to go for the rotation. Unfortunately, yeah, HMDA, he's going to be suffering an extra casualty for his squad. Now they're going to have to try and make it through, but SNT, they're going for the rotation, moving forward. And going for the compound, held so far by Yalla Esport. They want to breach it, but Zero, they know the information, they do know he's there, and he's going to go straight back in the barn.
Plus Live to Kill are coming in a third party. S&T from the side, putting S&T under so much more pressure as Azuf trying to hold on, gets hit by his side. Octavian is the last man standing. This is all going against S&T on what initially looked like a good compound breach.
And this is huge for Yalla Esport, picking up so many kills, up to already 11, potentially confirming even more. Like, this is a game that might actually put them back in contesting with the likes of Team Pace, Jordanian squad headquarters, and SWAT 69, BL2K. They're not leaving them any time to breathe, shutting them down left, right, and center, and not allowing them time to res up. The 963 trying to breach the compound too, and they're getting flushed out up to already 13 with still 2 other teams against them. This is great. Yalla got to keep this ball rolling.
I tell you, you say unlucky 13. This is lucky 13 for Yalla at this stage of the game. We've lost S&T. We've lost 963 nearly, although Chemo's holding on along with has that 2 players left. 3 teams up. This is unbelievably crazy at this stage of the VİKENDİ game. Plus, with the road pretty much split in the middle, the circle has favored 963.
Just like last game, it was played, of course, on our angle. We had a road finish, a 50-50 split overall. These teams know how to play with it now. They saw it already. How will they respond? Yalla Esport, what they were lacking on that finish on their angle last game was that they were not split. They were not spread evenly, and that means they were easily going to get focused down by teams. Hopefully, they're going to be able to learn from that, but unfortunately, no spreading openly on VİKENDİ when you have the compound in play. That means that teams know exactly where you are. It's going to be really hard for Yalla Esport, but They got a nice position to hold on to, while 963, unfortunately, is normally going to be bleeding out.
It is going to be pretty hard, but now
risky.
it's
What?
instant kill. Tries to cross the road. That's not going to go towards you without any smokes. You're going to pay the price, and now is Nawaf getting 3 to 3. Closer and closer. He's got to try and make the push. Hamza gets a knockdown. Kevin is going to try and hold on, but now Nawaf gets through. 963 squad are eliminated. We're down to 2 teams. 1v1, and that's going to be Yala taking their first chicken dinner in the regional finals.
Shooting straight through the smokes, and it does connect, luckily enough for them. But I gotta say, L2K, they were the saving team, allowing Yalla Esports to get that chicken dinner, because man, the backstab from Hamzi, they had no clue. And I even mentioned it, I thought he was just gonna let himself die to the blue zone and get third position. That would have still been great, but boy, oh boy, was I wrong. And he just got 2 knockdowns, allowing himself to actually get 2 extra points for his team almost.
Max plus Max. We've had the highest kill game now. 15 kill points. 20 placement points for that chicken dinner. 35 for Yala. Blowing it out of the park on that compound location that they held onto for so long in the latter parts of the game, pushing back SNT with the help of Live to Kill, pushing back team after team. And what was, once again, another great result for 963. Really impressed with their progression.
Like, they definitely did improve a lot of that game. Like, their rotations were like so good every single time, playing very edge of circle, but every team, like, time of team engaged, like, it was one fight was SNT they had at one point, at a fight was team pace. Every single time they just took it so well. They were so reactive, and I even thought they were not going to make it through very long because they had to go downhill, right, which I did mention, but they actually would so proactive and so fast on that rotation itself. They actually paid off really good dividends, and they were able to get themselves a nice position, get 2 extra knockdowns. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure they were not converted into points though, so that means they didn't actually confirm those kills 100%. But I gotta say, I was really happy with how 963 pulled off this last VİKENDİ game.
I'm not exactly sure what happened to Jordanian squad, to be perfectly honest, Max. I am really curious as to what happened to, because they were looking pretty good. Of course, they had a couple of engagements later on. We saw them get 1 kill there on our side. But yeah, interesting what happened to them. But yeah, the esports, that was a compound breach that went in their favor against, I think it was Clan SK. No, it wasn't Clan SK. My apologies, because Clan SK got taken out by 963 squad.
It did indeed, but that was the 5963. They got pushed upon and they just took that fight home, baby. Then the fight, had an expiry date that was on the Western Island. And of course, this fight should have never really broken out in the first place. They should have aimed for like a more central position of the circle. And even if they did make it out alive of that, they would have to cross the river, which was never going to be a good thing. So always try and make yourself just a happier team and make your life easier by rotating earlier to avoid getting pressured by the blue zone.
I think it was Yala that took down Jordanian squad towards the end. Some really good stuff from them. That was the moment where we saw Live to Kill help Yala against SNT. And I feel bad for SNT, right? Because that was a great aggressive compound breach play. They can't really plan for that happening, to be honest.
Now you see they get the information on the members of 963. L2K helping out so much to backstab to get denied. But then Hamzi gets the first knockdown onto Kevin, then goes for the second, and I have no idea how in hell he saw that. But then he gets shut down by L2K, helped him out quite a bit, and of course flushes out the kill. Zana did not want to lose any single time, able to peek him out through the smoke, goes for the flush,